Okay, this was an exciting wrap-up to Horizon's first story arc. The ongoing battle between Freed and Amethio is finally resolved in this episode, with Freed beating Amethio with the use of terrestrialization, aka hashtag best gimmick, aka hashtag mega evolution trash, but that's a discussion for another video. Considering his past character traits, his whole quirk of always forgetting the important details and communicating that with the rest of the Rising Volt tacklers, I'm just gonna assume that he simply forgot to, inform Liko and Roy, as neither of them were aware of his possession of terrestrialization. I do like that Freed effectively admitted to Amethio that up until this point, he had never gone all out with him. It was so awesome when Freed leaped off the tower and winked back at Roy and Liko. Moments like this continue to make Freed my favorite character in this series. When Terapagos watched terrestrialization in action, I also saw that it appeared rather intrigued or interested. Unfortunately, Onyx didn't really leave a good impression, but Sango definitely made an impression. Her eccentric personality, if you will, definitely appeals to me, particularly when she gets upset, or when she is upset. She comes out as somewhat mentally deranged. Her exaggerated responses to Cap were both amusing and unsettling. Her use of explosion surprised me because it matched her impetuous personality. It came absolutely out of nowhere, but it fits so well. Oh yeah, I guess I should mention that Onia and Zerk almost immediately get tossed around like ragdolls in this episode for the upteenth time. What else is new? Arguably the highlight of this episode, honestly, the other 6 heroes' identities are revealed to us: Cleavor, Entei, and Lapras. Given that Cleavor is a Hisuian Pokemon and raises the obvious issue of where exactly Lucius obtained it, it's the most intriguing to me of the bunch. Compared to the Pokeballs in Legends Arceus, the ancient Pokeballs still appear to be far more modernized, if you will, so it really begs the question of, was Lucius around when Hisui was, still Hisui? Or did this all take place, this whole Lucius stuff, did it all take place after, many years after, the whole settlement of Hisui, and then Hisui was starting to be called Sinnoh and stuff like that? I don't know, it really makes it really makes me think, about this, it makes me curious on how they're gonna implement the whole Cleavor Hisui stuff. This episode had a lot of reveals. Apparently the explorers are much older than I anticipated, as Diana discloses that they were acquainted with Lucius. It's unlikely that Gibeon founded the organization himself, unless he is extraordinarily ancient, which is probably why we haven't seen a proper face reveal of him yet. Which begs the question of why the admins seem to be, particularly devoted to him, seemingly going beyond a simple underling boss dynamic. Since the explorers don't seem to be particularly interested in the other 6 heroes, even though they should be aware of them given their relationship to Lucius, I wonder why they are focusing on Terapagos in particular. Then there's the fact that despite never having seen Amethio before, Terapagos was positively ecstatic to see him.